This is what I'm saying, fam. Too many older men have told me how, they wasted money over the years. When they were 20 years old, it was almost as if they threw their money down the fucking toilet. Do you know how many older people, male and female, I've met over the years who have told me, like, oh, I used to drive like one of the nicest cars back in the day. Like, so let's say, for example, like an Alfa Romeo was popping, or a 3 Series BMW was popping, or some sort of like Volkswagen Golf was popping back in the day, like in the 90s and that. And now they're driving a fucking Ford Galaxy, or some old Toyota Corolla, or some fucking, was it not the Nissan Qashqai. There was one old Nissan Primera or something like that. I do my best to learn from the mistakes of older people. That's why I'll never get married. That's why there's a lot of things that I would never do, because I just sit and watch and observe and I listen. Like I said to you lot many times before, people will say stuff to me in the past and I'll just remember, whether it's positive, whether it's negative, and that a man will drop a little one-liner and that, and I'll remember. Told you already, when I was an apprentice, when I was talking to my mentor, I was like 20 years old at the time. He was like 7, 8 years older than me, and he told me, yeah, Jay, when I was your age, 21, I bought my first house. I remember those little one-liners and that. Chatting to other older men, and they're talking about, yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell my £1 million property in, what's that area? Cruise Hill, which is basically under the Enfield borough. I'm going to sell my £1 million property, go and buy a little bungalow in Chelmer Village or something like that, near Chelmsford, and I'm going to give the rest of my money to my 2 daughters so they can buy their first property. These are little conversations and shit that man heard 6, 7, 8 years ago, and that I still remember to this day. So a lot of older people, they have a lot of regrets and that, and just make sure you don't be that older guy. You don't want to be like, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, this foolish cycle just keeps carrying on. It keeps carrying on. You got one person makes mistakes, and then the person that comes after them, they make the same mistakes, and then they tell the next person, don't make no mistakes. Then the person don't listen, then they go and tell the next person, listen, I'm breaking that cycle. The reason why people that look like me always are gonna always be in a struggle, and that is because the next generation always has to start off from scratch, because the previous generation doesn't leave anything behind for the next generation. I'm breaking that fucking cycle. My children will have stuff, to start off on. They don't need to have to go through the trial and tribulations to buy the first or second property and that. And don't get twisted, I'm not going to hand everything to them on a silver platter, especially my son. He's going to have to learn how to do for himself and that. But at the same time, I am going to be able to put stuff in place for my children. And a lot of people watching this right now who are of age, they can't say the same. I've got more properties than I've got fucking children at the moment. I could have a son and a daughter, and they literally, this is how deep this shit is, Man's moving like them real Indian, man. They big up man like Mr. Patel and them, man. Man's got properties that are on the same block. Right? If I have a son and a daughter, I can literally house, when they get of age, 20, 25, whatever, one could be living in that flat and the other one could be living in the flat opposite. This is how man's got this thing pattern, fam. And it all comes from dedication and sacrifice and planning for the future. So yeah, man, just do your best to learn from the mistakes of older people around you. Yeah, don't just, when you have conversations with older people around you, don't just speak a lot of hot air and take in the nonsense. Listen to them. When older people tell you about the mistakes that they made, listen and think to yourself, right, I'm not going to make that mistake. What they say, a smart man learns from his own mistakes and a wise man learns from the mistakes of others. Be that wise man.